I believe life can change in many ways, and that with faith we can overcome most obstacles. I was almost 13 years old when my dad died in a car accident, leaving my mother behind with 8 children. I was horrified and could not accept the fact that my dad was dead. I'm asking myself what is going to happen now that my father is gone. My mother did not have a job to support us. A few months later, my mother received a lump sum for my dad's social security of about 25,000 peso, which was almost $1,000. I thought this was a joke, that there was no way my mother could support us all with that small amount of money. In the blink of an eye, the money was gone. As a freshman entering my sophomore year, my mother did not have enough money to support my school expenses. Then one day, my mom came and talked to me. My mother told me to stop school due to our financial difficulties. I went straight to my bedroom and started thinking about my future. Finally, I came up with a better idea. I told my mother I was not quitting my studies. I was going to continue until I graduated from high school with or without her help. At that time, I believed I was living in the world on my own. I ended up wrapping peanut candy each afternoon, which paid me 10 peso, which was equivalent to about 50 cents. I used the money for my transportation to go to school. With all my school projects, I realized that the money I had was not enough. At this point, my neighbor asked me if I could wash their clothes, and it would pay me 800 peso or about $40 a month. I was overjoyed and thought this is going to help me succeed and reach my goal. 1 month later, I received my paycheck. I was delighted that I would be able to save some for the next year, but I ended up with nothing because I had to purchase school supplies for my two younger brothers. There's when my eyes began to drop, and it felt like someone took my happiness away from me. It was just like a big tornado that went through my heart. One day, my entire family gathered together and discussed about renting our land for $400 to $500 to cover our school expenses. I was thrilled with the plan because I would be able to use part of that money to enter college. But life had been tough for my family. The minute my uncles and aunts heard about it, they immediately came to our house and started saying harsh words, leaving me and my family crying. I thought it was our right to decide what to do with the property since the title was in the name of my father. In the Filipino culture, when a man is gone, the rest of the family can be unkind. Even with the disappointment, I graduated from high school, but instead of attending college, I went to Angeles City and started working at a hotel restaurant for $25 a month. I worked all around. I had to help in the kitchen, serve as a waitress, clean the rooms, do the laundry, and clean the pool. My boss saw all the hard work that I had been doing, and the following month, my paycheck went up to $2 a day. It was a big relief for me to get a raise and be paid daily instead of monthly. On my first day of waitressing at the bar and restaurant, a customer ordered a screwdriver. I quickly went to the garage and brought him a Phillips screwdriver. There were many customers and they had a big laugh at my innocence. A few months later, I married my husband who was the customer that day. I had brought him the screwdriver. I then had my first child, Samantha, on February 7, 1999. She received her US passport from the embassy in Manila. My husband then went back to the United States and filed a petition for us to join him. It took me 3.5 years to get my visa. After he had filed the papers, the 9/11 attacks occurred, and with the renewed national security, it slowed the process by almost 2 years. On August 2002, I finally reunited with my husband and we spent our time together as a hope-loving family. He had visited once in the interim. I then became pregnant with my second child, Kimberly. At this juncture, I flew back to the Philippines. A 35 hours travel time with the longest jumping of 14-hour non-stop flight from LA to Manila. 5 months pregnant and delivered my daughter where I grew up. I stayed there for almost 6 months and then flew back to Houston where my husband worked. 7 months later, I found out that I was expecting my third child, Clayton Jr. After two babies in the Philippines hospitals, I finally had the luxury of having my third in the Brenham Hospital, which was beautiful compared to the Philippines hospital. After two consecutive years of having two children, I decided to get my tooth tied. The fact was that I had 3 C-sections and the doctor said that was enough. After hearing all the rumors about the side effects of a hysterectomy, I cancelled the procedure and my husband had a vasectomy. He wasn't happy about that. After living in Houston for 5 years, my children are finally old enough for me to attend college classes. I plan to get a nursing degree and that will fulfill my childhood dream. Many good and bad things happened to me during my short life. I believe that living with my faith in Jesus Christ, I have been led to where I am today and will succeed in most of my hopes and dreams.